Loading snacks.
Okay, y'all, we're gonna get started. I don't know how many folks are gonna show for the VIP thing. It's kind of early, you know, and so forth. But we appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with us. My name is Gage. This is Sin. That's Jokes. We have a media company called Loading Snacks. We're here at Blerdcon every year. It's one of our favorite events of the year. And unlike a lot of the conventions that we go to, this one is us. You know what I mean? We do this panel, and I guess we've done this 3 years here. But we do it at almost every convention we go to in some way, right? And we've just found that having a discussion with people about getting comfortable being who you are, no matter where you are and what's going on with you, is something that when you're at a convention like this, you're with people who are already into what you're into, right? It makes it a little easier to kind of do that. But when you get out of here, when you're not with those people anymore, how do you explore making sure you're comfortable being who you are? So, regardless of the number of people in the room, we try to make it as interactive as possible. So please feel free to jump in, talk. We're gonna ask y'all questions. We want to know about y'all, just like we're gonna tell you about us and who we are, and a little bit about our journeys. I think what I want to do is, Jokes, I'm gonna start by having you just give us a little bit of your background. If you feel like saying how old you are, you can, but if you don't, I'm gonna say it anyway. I just want you to know that that's
But of course, like you're saying, my name is Jokes. I'm 35.
Closer to you.
Yes, dude. Yeah, I'm 35. So, right, a little bit under where you guys are at.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit under where we are. Yeah. A little bit.
But for me, being comfortable has been something for me. I would say I've been comfortable for a very long time. I'm a little bit into everything. So, anime, Power Rangers is my number one thing. Wrestling. What else am I throw out there?
Has anything that he's already said he's into, do y'all care about any of that? Okay.
Boom.
Okay. I'm just listen. It wasn't a shot. I was just asking. I'm just seeing.
Here's the test one. Here's the test one. What do you guys think about Beast Wars?
Yeah. See that?
See that face?
See that
face? Says it all.
See how you guys think about it? It's not it.
I like the story. When I go back and look at the animation sometimes, and even though it's 30 years ago, I'm like, they could have done better than this.
Okay.
The story was pretty good.
I'm good with that one.
Story.
I like Beast Wars. See, they're OG Transformers here. They give me flack because I like Beast Wars. But those are just, I think, some of my main. There's a ton more. I'm a collector. I own. Jesus, I collect everything. I don't think there's like something I don't collect.
Sam, before we talk to you, I want to talk to y'all. What made y'all? Have y'all been to Blerdcon before? Okay. What is it about Blerdcon that brings you back to Blerdcon? How many times have you been?
I've been every year except the first one, 2017.
Okay. You too? Okay.
Awesome.
Why do you come back?
It's like home.
I like that. Do you go to other conventions?
I have, but this became the main one.
Yeah.
I used to table at Awesome Con, but it went downhill to me.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Awesome Con since the year before it came here.
Okay.
I had a table there, stopped being profitable, so I go.
Got it.
I take it back. I went 1 year, but she had a panel, and it was a free ticket. That's all I was
Okay. I mean, that's fair. It's changed, right? Like somebody, bought it out, Ben doesn't own it anymore. Things have changed a little bit there. But so in terms of even vending, this is the main.
Yeah, I wanted to support other black artists, creatives. Even at Awesome Con, to the point I made, I go around and seek out other black artists.
Yeah.
Here, I don't have to seek it out because it's everywhere.
Sure. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the whole point.
It's home.
Yeah.
I like that. What are your, I call them pop culture poisons, but like, what are your pop culture weaknesses? So what are the things you got a Gryffindor shirt on, so I'm assuming there's a little Harry Potter in your life. What are you into?
Star Trek, Star Wars, gaming, Transformers, I read comics.
Yeah.
I like tabletop gaming. That's like stuff.
Some of all of the above.
Yeah.
Some of all of the above. I think that kind of is where we sit.
Yeah, for the most part.
Sin, we as a trio, we kind of sit in a place where, like, that's our anime guy. He's technically our wrestling guy, although over the past like 6 or 7 months, he has gone back to being a wrestling guy. I'm a little more all around, I think. Like, I don't have like a specific.
Yeah, you do. You got one.
That's like a character. That's not like a
Not like
thing. You know what I mean? Not like a whole genre of things, but it helps us in kind of breaking things up and handling, like, you know, the kind of content and stuff that we like to do. Hello and welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
How y'all doing?
All right, how about yourself?
Wonderful.
Good.
Sin,
Yes.
give us like the elevator pitch of your geekdom story.
My geekdom story, elevator pitch. But like you said, I am into anime primarily. That's my biggest thing. I watch practically every genre. It really doesn't matter to me if it's supposedly a good story. I'm completely down to sit down and watch it. As you mentioned, I'm fully back into wrestling now, so that is also consuming me. Thanks to this guy, partly. You know, TikTok and Rhea was among some other things that.
Give him the credit, though. I mean, like, let him have the credit.
You know, you see certain things on TikTok and your man says, hey, just check out wrestling. All right, so back into that. Gaming, extremely heavy, been gaming along with those since I'm been a child, so heavy into that. I'm more so TV shows over movies. It was flipped other way growing up. Didn't watch any TV, just strictly movies and anime with all I watch. Now it's practically TV shows. If it's a good show, I'm gonna sit down and binge it and watch it, and anime is what I stick with. Those are my biggest things. I'm slowly getting back into music or so heavy, just finding some cool playlists, doing whatever sticks to me, save it, try to go back and check out that artist later. So I'm into dipping into a lot of different things, but those are my main focuses as far as pop culture and fandoms and stuff like that.
For you all, do you classify as geek? Nerd?
Nerd more so.
Nerd more so for you?
I say both.
You say both.
I'm trying to fit in anybody's box. So.
What would you say is why nerd versus geek? What's the difference to you?
That's a good question, because I was just asking myself, like, well, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it might be because I've heard nerd more so in a more positive light, I think.
Okay.
In comparison to geek. And then there's dweeb. No one wants to.
I don't think anybody wants to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've heard it. Now, does that mean, like, recently you heard it, or you just feel like throughout growing up?
This has been recent.
Recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because growing up, nah.
A different
nerd, nah.
Yeah.
Outcast.
I would agree with that a little bit. You guys kind of in that same.
Growing up, they were kind of interchangeable to me. The way
Sure.
I heard it, because you ever mentioned the nerds, they were smart, but they were also into Star Trek and all that kind of thing.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
geek was like, not really it was just kind of interchangeable. You call someone a dork because you like to read or do this. Weeb was the same thing. Even if you go to like the nerds candies,
Yeah.
Weeb's candies.
Yeah, they did.
It
You're
was the
right.
same way.
You're right. Yeah.
So it was all interchangeable. I don't really, I fit what I.
It all felt the same to you.
Yeah.
I think for us, and we do this panel a lot. We've discussed it. I think growing up for us, there were movies like Revenge of the Nerds, and nobody wanted to be them.
Right.
I wanted to.
Right? Did you? See, that's special.
Yeah.
Because we don't
That's
have, like, you know, because that's, nerds tended to be, I think, more socially inept.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, more uncomfortable being around people, pocket protectors, and like the, you know, the glasses,
With the
and
tape
like you just had a
wrapped around
very,
the middle,
yeah,
yeah.
like very just, where, you know, I think over the years, geek has grown to be more of just being into something really, really heavily, right? So like, if you're really into motorcycles,
Yep.
you're a motorcycle geek, right? Or if you're in the cars, right? You might be a tech head. You might be, right? I also think though you could be a geek and not be considered smart.
Yeah.
Like you might be really knowledgeable about a particular subject, but you're a nerd if you're smart. Like if you were a bookworm,
mathematics,
right?
all that
Like
type of stuff.
you might cheat off a nerd, you might not cheat off the geek. You know what I mean? Like that's
I like that. Actually, I like that.
that's you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like that kind of was a thing. Yeah.
I just thought a geek squad.
Mhm.
Like they just hire anybody. Like you don't have to be smart.
Well. All right. So here's the thing.
These two can talk about that.
We worked at Best Buy for a long time.
All the time.
Didn't we, Kay?
Yes, we did.
Shout out to Kay.
And
Funny
he
enough.
ran Geek Squad.
I ran Geek Squad.
Right, he ran Geek Squad, right? And but here's the thing: when Geek Squad first came to be,
That was
we bought Best Buy bought that company. That company was started by some college students who were going around and fixing people's stuff, but they would dress the white shirt with the tight button up with the short sleeves and the high water pants
Yeah.
and the glasses. And when they bought them, that's how they made everybody dress. They had to dress, quote unquote, like a geek. Like they had to wear the tight button up, and that almost made geek feel interchangeable, almost like nerd, right? I don't think Nerd Squad would have had the same
I don't think it would have the same
ring
ring to it. Nah, not at
as
all.
Geek Squad would have had to it, but that's if you were like into computers, coding, any of that kind of stuff, you were in like a different category, and you got treated differently. For us, I think growing up, I'd probably say, like you said, I've always been comfortable in some manner, right? Like being who I am, being into what I'm into. And I think I was comfortable, and then I got uncomfortable maybe around middle school,
Okay.
where it was kind of like, you're not really supposed to be playing with action figures. You're not really supposed to be watching cartoons on Saturday morning anymore. You should be doing something, quote unquote, cooler. Playing sports. And anybody play sports? Play sports. Why y'all raising your hands like a little bit? Like, are you ashamed to have played sports here? This is a safe space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I played kickball.
you play
That's a
kickball.
sport.
That counts.
I'm
You
not
know what I
ashamed,
mean?
but like, I remember getting up to play soccer and basketball, but the basketball games at 11, I was bad. I was missing next one.
I understand. And I think that's 1,000% fair. Because me too. I would much rather have been doing that, right? Jokes, you played.
I did.
You played basketball on a team. What do you play? Kettering Largo?
Kettering Largo.
Terrible.
Kettering
it's not-
Mitchellville. Kettering Mitchellville, I think is what. I don't know if they changed the name or not. Kettering Mitchellville, whatever.
That doesn't count. This is Kettering Mitchellville. Kettering Largo would be okay. So you played, organized
Organized.
team sports, had to be there. You were a tall kid. How old were you when you started doing that?
That was middle school, so I would say a year and a half in middle school. So what would that put me around, like 12, 13, somewhere
12, 13.
around in there. But at the same time that I was actually playing basketball, I was also in the band. So I was
Band geeks?
Yeah.
Band?
Yeah.
Hold on. What'd you play?
Clarinet.
Okay.
Clarinet.
Hey.
What'd you play? You
Trumpet,
Trumpet.
saxophone.
Saxophone. You know what I'm saying? We get there.
Our family out there.
Snare, right? Snare drum. Play a little snare drum. You played in bands. You play everything.
I did play the band.
Yeah. What's some everything? Keys.
No, related xylophone.
Xylophone.
I was about to joke and
That's
say
even
that. I
better.
didn't know that was actually my man got some
Even
skills
better.
out here.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro.
listen.
That's percussion.
Got talent in the building.
That's percussion. Yeah. So being in the band, not cool.
I think at that time, it wasn't necessarily. It wasn't cool.
Right.
It wasn't cool.
Right.
We tried to do things to make it cool, but obviously at that time it was just like if you were in the band, you were just a band,
Sure.
and that's what it was for.
Let me just kind of do a litmus test here. Now that we have a few more people in the building, who's under 30 in the room? Okay, excellent. Under 40. Okay. Under 50. All right. See now, okay. See, all right. So now we got a good kind of read on the room. Here's what we found. Who grew up with Toonami?
With,
Grew up with it.
I was 17 or something.
Yeah, see, I don't know if that.
I wasn't growing up, and I'm not an adult, but I'm not a kid.
It was there,
Yeah.
but you wasn't like growing up with it, right?
I had to find it.
Like at 17, if you were watching Toonami, there was people who would talk about you, like, what you doing? You still watching anime? So like, there's that fundamental difference between what we had to do, being between 40 and 50 to get our anime, versus what like everybody after us had to do to get theirs, because it was given.
Y'all were lucky.
It was given. You know what I mean? And so I find that like, in a lot of cases, if you're in our age range, you're probably plenty comfortable now under a lot of circumstances, because you're so used to it, you've gotten there. People in your age range, like between 40 and 30, maybe 40 and like 27, 28, there tends to be a wider range of people who aren't and are still working on trying to get there. And I find that younger people are just like, nah, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Because it's much more synonymous. You can find anime everywhere. It's at Target, Walmart, Five Below. Like it's everywhere, right? Like you can just go and like Marvel is everywhere, DC is everywhere.
It's right there.
And now you're maybe a little more weird if you don't know which characters belong in Marvel and which characters belong in DC. You know what I mean? Like there are people who don't know, but they're a little more strange now, it seems like, right? But I do believe that some of the same things that have allowed us, we do stuff like this because we honestly believe that being able to kind of pass down some of the wisdom that we've gained over the years of kind of finding ways to get comfortable no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, it's important to share that. And it's also important to kind of welcome other people in. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a gatekeeper.
I know, right?
Any gatekeepers in the room?
We're just so taxed.
Be honest.
How do we define gatekeeper?
Exactly. So that's important. So how do you define gatekeeping? What does it mean to you if someone is gatekeeping? It's hard, right?
I mean, I can think of, I think of a good example.
Have you ever loved something so much that you didn't want anybody else to come along and ruin it? That you want people to know about it, but you don't want people to know about it because if they find out.
I get what you're saying, yeah. I mean, if it becomes so popular now, it becomes something different than what it once was.
Yeah.
Like,
When you see people who like maybe are wearing a Naruto shirt, and you're like, you don't really know. You know what I mean? Like we box them in a little bit. You ain't come up on it like I did. You like Beast Wars instead of like in G1 Transformers, like real Transformers, like
Optimus Prime will save Optimus Prime.
bro.
You don't get that trash out of
Listen,
here.
stop.
It's not
We have Power Rangers fans in the building. Power Rangers.
I'll be dressed up as the black one tomorrow.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See that right there. He's a Power Ranger guy all day.
Through and
Saw
through.
the movie, read the comics.
Yeah.
I kind of like, the original. I don't really follow everything else, but
Yeah.
still a fond memory in the comics.
You're a Mighty Morphin guy.
Yeah.
Not a what's all them other
Rescue
things?
Rangers,
Oh.
Turbo
Well,
Rangers.
yeah,
Sir,
Rescue
don't
Rangers.
you-
Chip and Dale, chill out.
I'm pretty sure you have a rescue version of it.
It's called Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
See, I knew the rescue version of it
I want you to
somewhere.
get it right. Put some respect on it.
Don't they got like Shark Rangers now, something stupid
All right,
like that?
all right. So let me
No, I've seen
try
it.
to
It's a
make
Shark
something
Ranger.
clear.
I've seen an ad for it.
There are fandoms out there I respect and that I hate. I want y'all to understand that, right? It's all in love, right? Pokemon fans in the building? Kinda, sorta.
Kinda, sorta.
See, I like
Played
y'all.
the games, played the cards, but I'm not like, I don't know what the hell they're doing now.
Okay. Okay.
Lunch on.
I think
That's
I'm
fair.
not following it.
you like it, don't follow it.
Yeah.
You, sir?
Listen, I still keep up with. I keep tabs on. I play the trading card game still. I play it now because it's easy for me to get online, and you can play the online version of it. Especially working and adulting now, it's hard to be able to always go to the actual card tournaments and actually play in.
Yeah.
But after there was like 250 of them, I couldn't keep up anymore. Like I probably could almost name all the original 250 of them, and then it became we're at like 1,000 now, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
If listen, I challenged you last time. I'm not gonna do that to you this time. Sid, what is the thing that you think you love in terms of a fandom as much as he loves either Power Rangers or Gundam or Pokemon?
Just anime in general.
Just anime as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole. Yeah.
Not a specific thing.
No, not a specific thing. Anime, just in general.
What is it about anime?
Stories, the voice acting, the characters.
Are those
the
not
details.
things that you can find in other things though that aren't anime?
They are, but it's their lens of storytelling and all that type of stuff. That is what I fell in love with. Yeah, I mean, we live our stuff. We see that stuff 24 hours all day long over here, but how they view things and how they just interpret different philosophies, all that kind of stuff. Like, I've just always fell in love with it since the beginning.
It's the culture.
That and like just
It's like
things
how
through
again,
different lens.
in terms. That's what I mean. Like in terms of viewing things from a different lens. That
Right, they can
is
take some of the most crazy ideas you've ever heard of and make it into a 10 out of 10 show. Like how to be a dragon dentist. What?
Yeah, why are you? Yeah.
You see the watch like, damn, this is really good. Like it's about being a dentist for a dragon. You know what I mean? Like just crazy stuff like that. It's just always impressive.
That's a thing that holds you. What do you guys? You said Star Wars and Star Trek, so you're having a battle within yourself anyway, because that in and of itself for a lot of people is like you gotta pick one.
Just tab
You don't.
pick one or the other.
You don't. You're allowed to like.
Xbox and PlayStation. I like what I like. I don't
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
I want
Smash
There
Brothers.
you go. That's it.
I mean, Smash Brothers has some of everything in it, right?
I've had to watch the series become totally different from what it was compared to the older.
Yeah.
By different, I mean more simplified so everyone can enjoy it.
Do you hate that?
Yeah.
Gatekeeping.
I
Gatekeeping.
guess it's because like being a competitive fighting game player, you don't like it when you're serious. Like it's the same. I mean, fighting in general. Like Street Fighter went from like being super hard to play, but now in Street Fighter 6, you can do one button Hadouken.
You can.
More down forward.
You can.
Hadouken. We grew up on in the 90s.
They simplified it.
That's that makes me gatekeeping. I'm guilty because
But you cut it off.
It creates.
You can turn it off.
It's just the fact the option is there.
It's like it's there, yeah.
Is it
You're on the same level as somebody who's been doing Hadouken since the 90s. And you
Is it a
understand
bad
that
thing
people-
though for more people to find and fall in love with Street Fighter as a franchise, or to have Street Fighter be a gateway for them into other fighting games as they're growing up? Right, like is that so what I find a lot of times is that we gatekeep because we love something so much. We don't want it to get ruined. And when I say ruined, I mean different from the way it was when we found it. But I think that everybody at the point where they find a thing doesn't want it to change from that thing. But if you want it to grow, right? If you want it to get more popular, if you want the artists or creators to make more money, it has to find an audience besides the one that it has. And in order to do that, you kind of have to open those things up to people. And so the people who read the Harry Potter books maybe aren't as in love with what happened in the movies because, oh, they cut this and this part's not there and y'all don't really know, what really happened. And then you have a game like Hogwarts Legacy that sells, a ridiculous amount, and you know that it's not just people who were, listen, I consider myself a Harry Potter fan, never read a book. And guess what? Not gonna. It ain't gonna happen.
But I smoked the game though.
Smoked the game. I was so
locked in.
I was in there. Yes.
I kind of see it from both sides. Like, I actually got into the movies before the books.
Sure.
I read all the books in 1 week after I got into the movies.
Wow.
But I understand as a creator that something's got to get left on the cutting room floor. You can't put everything in here.
Correct.
Otherwise, you need a TV series. They weren't doing that.
Correct.
Like you're in TV, Supercell wouldn't be a movie.
You're right.
But
You're
it's
right.
a TV show.
100%.
In the case of like Street Fighter and stuff, yeah, we want everyone to access it and make this game great, what it deserves to be. You gotta read the comics or watch all the animes.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna play ranked to somebody who's been playing since I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be playing on my level.
Sure.
So I don't care if you can press one button Hadoukens, not with me.
Yeah.
If you want to challenge me, you need to play the way I do.
You got to change. Yeah, and I think that's fair. I also want to say that as my reflexes age with me, one button Hadoukens, I'm not doing it, but I can't.
But I get it.
But so like for the younger generation who can do it, I'm like, all right, you know what?
You got that? I'm
Let's
already-
play Tekken. Let's just claw style. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of times what happens is the things that we love, regardless of what they are, we love them enough that we want to hold on to them forever, but then have to realize that that thing's gonna go away if it can't grow. Like if more people can't get into it. So like for years, like again, we were all band geeks, right? I love music, always have. And there are things that like, all right, let me just do this before we get to K-pop fans in the building at all. All right, I got one. Who's your? All right, what's your? Stop. Stop. Because
Right.
I got dragged into this.
I know.
All right. What's your favorite band? Okay. I'm a New Jeans. My kids call me a bunny. I refuse to. I don't like the term. That's the term for like if
For
you
New
like New
Jeans?
Jeans, yeah,
You're a
a
bunny.
bunny.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
If you like XG, you're an alpha.
Okay.
You know what I
I know
mean?
that.
Who else you like?
I like Blackpink. I like BTS.
Okay.
I like Stray Kids.
Okay. See?
I know all those people.
Stray
I
Kids.
don't know.
ATs. ATs.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you know, we on it. K-pop was like this thing that was like hidden in this corner of the U.S.
no more.
for so long, right? That like maybe outside of here you could find it. Here it was so niche and I know. We actually did one of these and had a bunch of K-pop fans and we asked them did they gatekeep and they were like yes. Why? And they were like because if we don't, then the tickets sell out before we can get them. And I was
That's a
like,
very
you know
honest
what?
answer.
I respect that. We flip it the other way, Kay. I respect that because I get it. Like you want to have access to your thing, and it feels weird when other people kind of get in, and you're like, but you weren't there in the beginning. How'd you get front row seats? Why are you even up here? You don't love this like I love this, right? You haven't loved it for as long as I've loved it. But like, are there any parents in the room? Excellent. How old are your kids?
16 twins or 16, oh, 18.
18, 16, boys, girls,
2 boys, 1 girl.
2 boys, 1 girl. Nobody else with children in the room. Excellent. It's me and you, Kay. I had 3 girls. They're old. My youngest just turned 15. The oldest is 25. The middle one will be 24 in like 3 weeks. I have 1 granddaughter. All girls. I've been trapped. Okay? So when I say I got dragged into K-pop,
Literally.
I got dragged into K-pop. Okay? I ain't have no choice. It wasn't an option. It was plain. And I didn't like it. At all. And now,
All in.
I got playlists, bro. Like I got
You're a bunny now.
playlists. I'm in. Like I'm in. Right? And it's and like my kids kind of by default didn't have a choice but to be in every room. It's just and they know it. When I used to pick my kids up from daycare, the kids I would walk in and pick my daughter up and all the kids be like Spider-Man. Like I don't have a suit. Don't do that.
Somewhere, I'm sure.
I don't have a suit.
It's somewhere in the back of the
I would
closet.
never. I would never.
It's spring loaded. It's
I
in the
would-
attic. Like, it's ready to go.
Spring loaded and goes where, sir? Like to do
I'm
what?
not saying he's gonna put it on.
Am I jumping
It's
into
in
it? What do
public.
you
No,
mean?
he's gonna put it on. It's not public. He has one.
Look.
He's J. Jonah Jameson. Put it on.
I had enough of you. Let me turn y'all mics off. Not that y'all hear me. I got dragged into K-pop. My kids got dragged into basically everything else, right? They got dragged into Marvel. We don't really do a whole lot of DC. They got dragged into Marvel, right? They got dragged into anime. They kind of dragged me back into anime. Like they got dragged in it because it was around. So it was just a part of their lives, right? And my kids got made fun of for being those kids, right? And you know, the reality of it is though, the things that I love, unfortunately, eventually for them to continue to live on, there has to be a Beast Wars to my G1 Transformers. It has to happen, right? And then we circle back and it gets good again, right?
Sure.
All right. I'm just saying. So like, when I try to introduce my kids to the stuff that I liked when I was younger, when I was their age, when I fell in love with it, they're like, this is terrible. It doesn't work the same way. They don't enjoy it the same way. And they know they're like, this, they're like, this looks old.
What are you sharing?
Everything. Everything. Like, it's not as bad, like if I sit down with them and watch like the original Transformers, the movie, like the animated movie, that's not quite as bad. It's almost cheating though, because it was in theaters. Like it's extra. It's not like watching the show. I try to show them Transformers, the show, and they're like, this is terrible. And here's the thing, they're right. Because my nostalgia for those things and what it meant to me, because it's not just, like when I think about Transformers, it's not just that your show was bad, your toys were bad. When I think about, like those shows were made to sell us toys. So like when I think about Transformers,
Megatron was really a 9mm though with a scope.
it was not Megatron was a 9mm with a scope.
Full metal.
They look like full metal, bro.
Could
Like,
knock somebody out with that thing.
it's not the same.
No.
Like I was there for that transition to like plastic Transformers. This ain't even right. What is this?
Nah.
So like my nostalgia is so tied in that like now as like my oldest daughter, there's 10 years between my oldest child and my youngest. Both of them like K-pop. They don't like all the same things, right? But my oldest is a little perturbed by like my youngest being into it because she wasn't there at the beginning of it, and the stuff that she likes isn't the same as the stuff that she liked when she was her age. And I'm like, well, yeah, but how else is she supposed to get into it? It has to evolve. I don't love where rap music is right now. I loved where it was in like 91.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
95, 96 was shaky, 95, right? It's just different now. It doesn't feel the same. But I respect that there are people who like, this is the first thing they heard. If they go back and they listen to the stuff we were listening, like, if I go back and listen to like, Curtis Blow,
Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. Like the rap is terrible. But I appreciate the music
Yeah.
and the party atmosphere, and it was created for a different reason. Now people are doing it to do it because they want to do what that was. They're not doing it because they need to have a way to have a good time at a party and keep the party going and whatever. So the creation of it was different. Why they were doing it was different. I feel the same way about almost everything we like, love, watch, and enjoy now. So, anime?
I'm into it, casually.
What is
I'm
that?
more of a gamer.
You're more of a gamer in anime.
Yeah.
What are your gaming preferences?
Nintendo, the retro ones.
Okay.
So,
Old school.
You know, the Mario,
Okay.
Okay.
Battletoads, anybody?
Oh, you like difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Zelda is my series.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
Are you one of the people, like myself, who doesn't think that the two new Zelda games are real Zelda games?
so the Hyrule Warriors one, I don't count.
Okay, that doesn't count. Tears of the Kingdom,
I do count that. I
you
count
do?
that,
I
yeah.
don't count that.
Why not?
It doesn't feel like an actual Zelda game.
What?
It's
Like
different.
the Hyrule Warrior games? Those were
Hyrule Warrior games are Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
That's a little
yeah.
different.
Straight up,
You can't really say
yeah.
those
Yeah, that's a
are
little different.
Dynasty was made by people make Dynasty Warriors.
Why doesn't Tears feel like a Zelda?
I'm a purist. It's like, it's not Link to the Past. It's not the tried and true, like, all right, let's go here. I see that crack. I need the bombs. Let me go get the bombs. Let me do this. Like, it's just broken down very differently, and it doesn't feel the same. When I play it, it sounds like a Zelda game, right? Like, all those things are there. You open a chest, you know what I mean? When you're like, all those things are there. So I feel like it tricks you into feeling like it's the same thing. What I find is that what they try to do is make Zelda Grand Theft Auto. Like, they try to make it an open world, and the first game is like that, but you still have to be able to go like dungeon by dungeon. Like, they didn't even really have real dungeons. And
Yeah.
so it didn't feel like Zelda.
And the weapon deterioration and all that.
Definitely not with that.
Yeah.
I'm not with
That
that.
was-
So like that, but again, so many people, purists or not, love it. Love what it did. Love how it makes them feel. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think the danger with the gatekeeping and all that is it changes the concept and everything.
Mhm.
If we did not have any change, then we have octogenarian X-Men.
Yeah.
Superman is still slapping Japanese people and shooting many miniature Supermans out of his hands.
Yeah.
He couldn't fly in the beginning.
Yeah.
He could do any of this stuff. We had different ages, even the original Flash. All of it's based in magic, then we had science because of the moon landing, and now we're in this whatever age we're in, bronze.
Right.
We had to have changes because the times were different.
100%.
Honestly,
It was
really
like Batman's the hardest now. Old school Batman was corny as hell. They wouldn't be swearing by it.
Don't get me started.
But like, Batman can't die. Batman doesn't shoot people. He had guns.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He did. I'm not, I mean,
people
you're
out here
right.
be like, well, no, Batman can do this. Well, go read a book, man. He can do a lot of stuff that you don't know about. It's
Yeah.
not limited to what
Yeah.
your view is.
Gatekeeping in a lot of ways, I think comic books is really one of the best avenues for gaining an understanding of the need for things to change and it actually being okay.
Like,
And it worked.
Iron Man was in Vietnam War. We had to change that.
Right.
What
Like-
would it be in the 70s?
Right. You can't, and more than that, like, when the first X-Men movie came out, I was like, this ain't right.
No,
It's not my road.
never be my room.
But comic books kind of give you that, well, they always restart. They always kind of do a refresh and kind of start over and give you a new point to pick up. And comic books have been running for so long that you need a place, a really good jumping on point for people to find, right? And so, because comic books just kind of does that, like, they'll just be like, yeah, you know what? There was a time when you could have just started, like, right after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you're good, because everything is starting over. And it's fine if you want to go back and you want to learn what the history was, but, like, you can start here and be good and not feel like you're lost, right? Because they're reintroducing characters and kind of reintroducing origin stories and all that kind of stuff. Not everything has that ability. Pokemon does that. Every time they put out a new Pokemon game, even though, yes, they're adding on the total number of monsters, it's almost like a fresh start, which is really great for being able to get brand new people in and allow them to learn it and enjoy it and then kind of keep growing with it. And
I can agree with that.
Right?
I think the show probably up until the point now, it was kind of yes and no. You could do it because, like, hey, Ash starts a new season. We're going to go get 8 more badges. We're going to connect more Pokemon, and then we just start the whole entire thing over again. But I like now how it's a new story, new characters. We're going to start fresh, really from ground zero. But same concept. More Pokemon are being added in, new things like that. So
you don't get to start fresh with music, so to speak, right? If you're into, hey, Kevin. If you're into cars, you maybe get a fresh start when somebody goes, let's do all electric, right? And then you get something that's a little bit different. So if you're into it, you find kind of a new pathway. But for almost everything else, right? Consistently as a creator, you're trying to find ways to bring new people in without alienating the people who already love it, right? So you can still do Hadoukens the way you like to do them, but they gave some people the ability, because again, I'm a purist. I'll never turn that on. I'm not ever gonna,
No.
right?
Yeah,
Nah.
nah.
Yeah, quarter circle forward.
That's it.
That's how you do it, right? However, having new people and new characters to get introduced to become familiar with the lore, to find ways, we are the people who are keeping it at a place where we're allowing new people to get in and feel comfortable. We're creating comfortability for other people, right? And I think that's so important that in some manner, all of us are gatekeepers of the things that we really love. He's way more into anime than either of us are. He's way more into anime than I am. I love and respect anime. They gave me a real hard time on the show the other day, and I feel like you set me up.
I didn't set you up.
I feel like you set me up. I didn't say you did. I just said that's how it felt. I love anime, just not like he does, right? I love it. I respect it. I think it's an incredible art form. I grew up searching for anime, having to go and find VHS tapes,
College Park.
taking long trips to go find where we could get it because we couldn't get it anywhere. And when they kind of made it like where you could just go to like a regular store and get it, it was Suncoast.
Yep.
If you know what that is.
2 episodes on one VHS, and they're like $60 a piece, something stupid like that. Yeah.
And you're like, I can't do that. And then you start to feel like I can't afford anime. That's crazy.
No,
right?
no selection between sub or dub. Whatever they gave you,
whatever they have,
give it to me.
it's what you get.
I
Yeah.
probably remember. I can't remember. It was like once a year on Sci-Fi Channel. They had this anime night with Apollo Smile,
Yeah.
Galaxy Express. That's all you get once a year.
That was it.
Yeah.
Before Tsunami.
That was it. And that's what I mean when I say that, like, if you're below a certain age and you grew up with Toonami, right? Like, even the anime we did get, we didn't know was anime, right? So, like, if you watch Speed Racer, you didn't really know, quote unquote, that Speed Racer was actually anime.
Robotech at first.
Robotech, same way. Until somebody died.
But then I'm like, they'll be back next week, and they weren't back next week.
Yeah.
Like, hold up, you're not supposed to die.
Your character's gone.
I'm not ready for that.
That's not really.
I haven't been taught that.
That's not what we do. Our characters don't die.
No.
He-Man, he don't die.
You watch G.I. Joe, 50 million lasers on the building. Nobody gets hit.
Lasers
Nobody
everywhere.
gets hit.
Everybody on G.I. Joe shoot like stormtroopers.
Everybody.
until the movie came out.
Yes.
Parachute.
Exactly.
Great.
On the parachute business in the 80s, all you had was money.
Let me tell you
No,
something.
it's half of that.
Let me tell you something. Quick kick. Quick kick, jump out of a plane, just pants on, and a parachute. Y'all kidding me?
And a headband around his
And
head.
a
No
headband.
shoes, just out there kicking people.
Kill him. You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody died until Transformers the movie,
Yep.
G.I. Joe the movie. For American kids, that was like,
That broke him.
Hey, listen. The first time I watched a Transformers movie and Optimus Prime, when he went offline, and I was just like,
is that what they told you?
listen. It's a robot, so it wasn't until that twist of the hand turned to the side and he turned gray, and I was like, wait, what just happened? Like, I was like, what just happened? Mom?
Power down like the windows, like the windows out.
Yeah.
Baby.
Not a thing that we dealt with. You know what I mean? Anime?
Oh, we
People dying all the time.
Wait, what?
That was a
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a book.
realization.
As like a middle schooler, getting my hands on anime was like porn. Let's be real. They were not. I was like, this cartoon.
We're by VHS.
And it was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
This anime.
Oh no.
Blockbuster is why
Here's the
Blockbuster
thing.
had to separate it from everything else.
The anime section at Blockbuster was not adult. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it was just the anime section.
They didn't know. They couldn't have known.
No, they wouldn't put some of that stuff.
They
in
could
there.
not have known because
And the species reviewers.
the opening to Riding Beans, which is my favorite anime of all time, in like the first 30 seconds, there's a naked woman in the mall with a dude holding a shotgun, and he's just. I'm like, this.
And the cop gets his head blown
and he
off
gets his
the
head
wall.
blown off, and this is what I'm here for. I gotta go get more of this. I'm going back to Blockbuster. I'm gonna take this back. after I copy it. I'm gonna copy this and then I'm gonna take this back because I needed a way to have it, right? Now, when I think about the way my kids watch anime, it's everywhere. Streaming services, YouTube, it's on Disney. I mean, it's on Disney Plus, Hulu, Cartoon Network.
Streaming app has
It's on,
every app
streaming
has it.
it's everywhere. And it's just as ridiculous as it was back then. The shows are a little more tame. I'm not really big on the anime shows. I said a little more. Can you relax?
Depends on what-
That's all the shit.
it depends.
You're right. You're right. The big ones, they a little less. They a little more tame by comparison. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, super in comparison to uncut Dragon Ball Z is, it's super tame.
If you
Watching
saw,
Dragon Ball Z uncut is,
yeah,
I didn't know.
to mess you up.
Yeah, like, when Tien lost his arm, like, got hurt against Nappa, like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
When Boo killed Bobbity, oh, okay, he felt that.
Vegeta blew up the audience in the tournament. Like, nah.
Right, like, they definitely put emphasis on, like, this is made for kids for a reason.
When Krillin got blown up.
Watch what happens when you don't make it.
There's a slight deviation in that scene when Krillin gets blown up.
When Krillin got blown up, that was like One Piece. You smoking cigarettes or we chewing lollipop?
Oh God!
Don't take me
Oh
back to that.
God!
Right? It's a
Yu-Gi-Oh! The scene where like the dude he has fingers like this against like Pegasus' head, but the cut version it's a gun.
It's a gun.
it's a
The sad part is when they drew it, like the dude's face, like it doesn't even look right. It looks like half a.
it's different.
It's terrible.
Is there a version of Mr. North Star where the blood's white?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh, so,
You
yeah.
made the blood white. Like,
Yeah.
Like blow it up with saliva or something.
Yeah.
It was SNES Mortal Kombat Sweat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Sweat.
Disgusting.
It's again, like, oddly enough, I think gatekeeping is an important and wonderful thing, right? I do, because we only do it because we love something that much. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't try to keep it as pure as it was, right? But the thing is, that version of it that you love doesn't go away, so to speak, unless it's Star Wars and George Lucas redoes it. He takes the original effects out, replaces them with new effects, and they make it so you can't get it anymore. But under most circumstances, what you loved and the way you loved it stays the same.
Yeah.
All right, so for those of you in here who are comfortable being a geek, being a blerd, raise your hand if you're comfortable. Yeah, see? Are you comfortable being a geek? Comfortable being a blerd? Comfortable? That is, I think one, that's important, but we're gonna find out if some of y'all are lying. Because I think it's easy to be comfortable here.
Yeah, for sure.
How many of you who are here right now, do the people at your day job know you're here? All right, some of y'all. Not all y'all. Just some of y'all. You don't talk to them.
Hey, listen, that's valid.
That's fair.
That's
Hey,
valid.
that's super fair.
That's valid.
That's fair. That's very fair. Are there people at your job who you wouldn't want to know that this is where you are this weekend? You don't care.
I don't care.
You have people that you wouldn't want them to know.
Oh, I thought you said were the people that
You wouldn't want them to know.
I thought it was the opposite.
You don't care if they know.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Doesn't matter to you.
I don't matter.
Doesn't matter to you at all. Do you think that there are people at your job who, if they knew you were here this weekend, actually might want to be here too?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah?
One.
I'm a sophomore engineer. All of them are.
Everybody's
Yeah.
part of but they don't know? None of them are here?
I'm what he's talking about.
See that? And see? But that's, again, I think that's an aspect of not being as comfortable as we think we are. That like we don't, like, sometimes we don't talk to people because we don't like them, and that's fair. Yes.
So, not every job is part of the bring your whole self to work.
Absolutely.
I personally wear a purple wig every day, not to be confused with the other black girl.
All right. All right.
And so I work at the community center, so they really believe in bring your whole self.
Okay.
But I used to work at a religious school and they won't even let you wear pants. So you not coming up here all old.
Sure.
And a complete person.
Not being
so I
who you
feel
are.
like when we ask this question, we have to frame it with, do we work in a safe space?
Sure. And I think whether or not, I think sometimes we work in a safe space that we feel like isn't safe. Or we don't feel like we can make it safe. Regardless of whether or not it's a religious place or you work as a software engineer, right? Because being able to be who you are all the time is difficult for everybody. We struggle with that in elementary school. We struggle with it in middle school. You struggle with that in middle school?
Not so much.
Not really.
Not so much.
You just beat people up.
No, just mind my business and did what I wanted to do.
Got it. Big guy. You too.
Same concept.
Big guy. Not me. Anybody else get picked on? Picked on, picked on, picked on, picked on. That kind of stuff teaches you to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Keep yourself a little lower. Keep you, yes.
Or it allows you to rise up. So,
Sure.
granted, I am a blerd of a certain age. So, but my ultimate fandom is Doctor Who. There ain't no black Doctor Who fans. There's not a lot. So I
They exist. They're here.
Down,
They're here.
like, rolled
Yeah.
up, and I watch PBS because we have cable, and like Tom Baker's my favorite doctor. You either for it, or you
Yeah.
had to, you know. So it was like, wait.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to diminish who I was. I just was like, I'm here, this is who I am now. That's not everybody. I
Correct.
get that. So, but it doesn't mean that, okay, well, I'm gonna hide the fact that I love British television. No, that's my thing. Now,
Right.
do I like other stuff? Absolutely. I love anime, I love superheroes. But Doctor Who
At the
is
top.
number one.
That's at the top.
Respect.
I love that. I'm not mad at that at all. Yes.
Yeah, it was opposite for me too, because I learned that trying to hide or diminish certain things, people were never happy with who you were. So I just had to be cool with me. And I
Yeah.
stopped thinking about hiding myself. So
Right.
I like what I like. If you don't like it, all right, cool, go away.
And that's an important thing. I don't think everybody feels like they're in a place that's safe for them to do that, or that they're big enough to do that, or that they can defend themselves if they have to fight because they choose not to hide themselves. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have to hide who I was because all of my friends, stand up,
That was coming.
stand up. I never had to hide because all my friends were like this. Stand up, Kay. You know what I'm saying?
Bones.
So like,
Those are old bones.
everywhere I went, right, under most circumstances, right, like, and here's the thing, I'm gonna be very honest about this. I got more mouth. And I can defend myself. I can. I just never had to. Because somebody else would be like, why you picking on him? Why don't you come holler at me? Like somebody else would step, but not everybody has that, right? I did that for other people who were bigger than I was. I didn't have, I mean, because I've done it for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I can't stand a bully, right? On you know, across any circumstances. But again, I also realized, I think at a very young age, that we kind of got forced into being in particular boxes. So like, yep, I had a core group of friends that I felt really safe around, that we went to the arcade together and we played Street Fighter. We played Mortal Kombat, we played, and those were my people. And they were different from the people that I went to the basketball games with. You know what I mean? Or that I hung out, like my sister was a cheerleader. So I knew all the football players. You really couldn't pick with me, so to speak. It was a little easier for me under those circumstances. But the age gap between my sister and I meant that there was a lot of time where she wasn't there with people she knew who were as big. You just had to learn to deal with it, right? So you didn't get picked on, and you didn't get picked on. Why didn't you get picked on?
One, obviously, I was the bigger kid in class. Like, I've always been the taller kid in class. So, and then maybe I was the one with the Game Boy that was playing. So maybe people looked at me like kind of like the crazy one. Like maybe we shouldn't go over and mess with him.
Because you had a Game Boy?
Hey, listen, this
Definitely a different era from mine.
it was Like, so I'm playing, like, instead of kids on the playground playing, I'm sitting on the side, I'm playing Pokemon.
Sure.
So mine, big, fat, gray Game Boy, red and blue Pokemon out there for it. So maybe they just looked at me as being, let's not mess with the weird kid or whatever.
He might be just a little too strange. Let's leave it be.
Maybe so.
What about you?
I stay to myself. I love my comic books and all that kind of stuff. I think people just, like I knew everybody, I had a name you can't freaking forget. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, I would stick to myself, read my comic books, and then when those conversations of music would come up, then, put the comic book down for a second. Let's talk Outkast, let's go bar for bar, and stuff like that. Then they would switch the conversation to sports. I'm back over in the X-Men again.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done with the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about this over here.
That made it a little easier for you. You could transition.
Yes.
Code switching.
Yes.
If you will. Code switchers? Yeah. We learn it. It's a natural thing. We find a way to kind of code switch, and we do that. Sometimes to gatekeep, sometimes to protect our peace, right? And I'm not saying by any means that if you're not comfortable, you shouldn't protect your peace. Protect your peace where you are, being who you are, right?
Yep.
Because that's more important than anything else. From a mental standpoint, protecting your peace. Here, go nuts, because that's what we're here for, right? Everybody who's here is more or less here for the same reason, even if our fandoms don't line up exactly. Like, we respect the fact that we have fandoms, right? So again, if he's an anime guy and he's a Power Rangers guy and I'm a Spider-Man guy and you're a Doctor Who woman, you know what I mean? That's cool. Totally cool. And we might fight about it.
And we might tease each other about it.
And we tease each other. Well, that's not really true.
I'm also thinking we're walking around the corner, we see like a Spider-Man picture, and we are, hey, there you go.
No, what they try to do is spend. We try to spend each other's money. That's what we do. We try to spend each other's money. So we walk past something, and I see something One Piece, and I'm like, hey dog, you see the One Piece joint over there? It's like $100. You should get it. You should go ahead and buy that, because you don't have nothing like that. You should go ahead, you know what I mean? You should jump in there. Power Rangers, if I see something Power Rangers, I'm going right in his pocket. Hey, don't you ain't gonna spend that? I don't care what your girl say. Go ahead and buy that joint. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make no difference. And they do that to me. If they see something Spider-Man, they, oh man, you should go get this. But it also is out of love for the fact that we know that we love different things, right? We're not, I think part of the reason why we're as good of friends as we are is because we're not all into the same thing. But we respect the fact that we're into different things. I'm never getting into Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
You accept that?
I accept it.
My man.
I tried and failed miserably.
Not gonna happen.
Can't do it.
I know how he is. It's like, if he starts, it's not even that. So, if anything, he would pick up a game before anything else, but the moment he starts catching Pokemon, he's gotta finish the goal. I gotta catch them all. He's not gonna start because he knows he's gonna have to finish it.
I don't wanna get locked in. It's not that I don't want to get locked in. Why are you doing that? Don't do that.
Read the manga, the show versus the manga.
Hey, listen.
I don't. Wait. All right. So let me. Well, okay. He did say manga. Let me just again also clarify that, like, I'm not reading anybody's books.
It's got pictures.
I'm not a read. It does have pictures. I know. That's why it's got pictures. I know that. That helps. You know what I'm saying? But reading doesn't work for me. As like, and the thing is, like, I'm studious. I love learning new things. I love receiving new information. Like, it's like my favorite thing in the world is to get new information. It's incredible to me. I don't even know why, it just is, right? But if I gotta get it out of a book, I don't know. And like, and my mom's a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, I used to teach. Poetry, stories, all that kind of stuff for a long time. But books just don't. They don't. There's something about them. I like the smell of the library, which is weird. But I don't. You get that? Yeah. Yes.
So wait.
Anytime you start with "so wait,"
This doesn't quite fit.
I know that a lot of us do a lot of screen time. So even an ebook would not work for you.
Yeah, nah. So look, I am technically right. I am reading the new Spider-Man Reign comic book right now on my phone. I'm doing it It takes me a minute. Like I just can't. I made it to like page 13, and I was like, you know what?
Audiobooks?
Sure, I did that. Like that's how I listened to Ready Player One. Ready Player One.
Will we?
I did the audio book. Will Wheaton was cool. What up, IQ? I did that, but I would rather listen to a podcast than like listen to that story. What up, broski?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Didn't listen to that story all the way through, and then like for me watching the movie, that was good.
I do kind of agree with you because like when it comes to anime, know this about me. I am only ever speaking on the anime. I do not read the mangas.
See,
Yeah.
So when I say I don't like something, it's not. I only watch the anime version. I'm going to get around to reading them eventually. I told myself I'll start when stuff is done.
Yeah.
I'd rather
See.
watch it that way first, then I'll go back, take the time, and see what
She's
I
got
want.
more for me.
I'll be in the
Oh,
story.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you like anime,
Yeah.
what are you watching right now?
Oh.
Well, as of this morning and last night, I was finishing up Viral Hits. I have one more episode left on that. Other than that, right now, everything's kind of slowed down because we're starting the summer season.
Right.
So me and the rest of my people in our anime group, we figure out which ones we're going to watch together this season, and then we pick a day every week and we all get online together and we watch them together.
Got a whole
So-
Discord and just be jumping in to be watching anime together.
So as far as what I'm watching right now, I'm re-going through Fairy Tail because I want to do the 100-year quest when it comes out, so I want to redo that. Other than that, I'm just seeing what we're going to watch together to pick the ones I'm going to, start up with. So right now I'm finishing Viral Hit.
What you got?
You like One Piece, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like this is kind of on topic. Are you excited for the web adaptation that's coming out soon?
I'm excited for anything One Piece, so yes. Yes, I'm a diehard One Piece fan, so I'm looking forward to them cutting down a lot of the non-necessary pauses and things and having to keep going back and retelling things. So I am looking forward to see how they pull it off. So they can, we don't have to worry about one pace, and we'll have an actual official, thing to carry it forward. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with it, 100%.
I think you make a great point, right? Like ebooks, audiobooks, there are other ways to get, which exists now but didn't exist before. I would have had to pick up a book and read it, right? But I also think not only is it important for you to be comfortable loving your fandom and whatever it is, but consuming it the way you choose. And more importantly, showing your love for it the way you choose. So, my Doctor Who fan in the back, right? Top tier, better than everything else, period, point blank, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many Doctor Who tattoos you got?
I don't have any tattoos, so.
Not a real fan. See what I'm saying? Like some people will be like, oh, you're not real. That kind of thing, right? When you're like, it is my thing. Like a second ago was like, nah, like when I was coming up on Doctor Who, I'll fight you for Doctor Who.
You should
Right?
see my house, my entire house. But yeah, I don't need my body.
See,
my
that's-
home
see?
is a TARDIS.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
I like that.
So I also think it's really important to understand that like nobody can really tell you what your level of fandom is about something. I have tattoos. I don't have a Spider-Man tattoo. That's not happening. It's not happening. Listen, my friends are artists. Everything that I have is tattooed on me. I had somebody specifically draw for me. The idea of me getting a tattoo that somebody else might have the same tattoo is really weird to me. Like I'm gonna be upset if I see somebody with the shirt on today. And I know I got it from a place where everybody can get it, but still.
Today you can't wear it.
But today, you know what I mean? And like if I had put on, we all have this shirt. If I had put on the same shirt, I wouldn't be, we could, and I've done it, like I don't, right? But again, like, well, people will say things to me like, I know you got a Spider-Man suit in your closet. It's like, no, because that's not the kind of fan that I am. T-shirts, hats, sweatpants, Jordans. I don't own any Jordans except for Spider-Man Jordans, for real, because they're Spider-Man, right? My fandom is like, it's a sickness, right? But it's mine. I own it, and I self-medicate. You understand? So like, if I'm in the mall and I walk past a Stride Right, which only sells children's shoes, and I know, stand up again. I know it looks like I can wear children's shoes, but I can't. That's enough out of
Wear
you.
some.
That was a little too.
What about certain children's clothes though?
No, I can't, and I'm mad at that too. Because when I go to Target and I see a really dope Spider-Man shoe, I be like, why did the kids get all the dope Spider-Man gear?
Hey,
I will buy Spider-Man shoes out of the Stripe Right and just keep them.
let me tell you how
Yeah,
I almost had one of your moments. So, I don't own a pair of Crocs. At one time, I was like, I won't do it.
Me too.
Anime one started coming out, but then I just got hit with the ultimate whammy, and they just had Gundam ones.
I
Anime
know.
Expo, yep.
Now, when they first announced and dropped on the website to pre-order, there was only kid sizes. Do you know how hot I was when I could only find the kid size of that Gundam Croc?
I do. Because it happens with Spider-Man stuff all the time for me.
They
I know
finally
exactly
announced
what
the
I feel.
adult sizes, so I
Did you order?
may or may not
Yeah.
have
Yeah, you ordered.
ordered Gundam Crocs.
Okay. Okay.
Are you gonna wear them?
That was the next question.
I'm gonna wear them. Let me tell
Wait,
you.
are you going to wear them around?
No, probably.
Alright.
I'm not gonna wear
Alright.
because we got to get low. You're like, you sir can just stay over there.
Yeah, I gotta. Nah, that's a dangerous thing for me. I think Crocs are dangerous, and I don't think if something pops off in this building right now, and you got on Crocs, you getting left. You can be last, or you better be able to burn and leave them. Like you gotta be able to like flat foot kick them joints off. And
mode
make
in,
them
you
move.
just pull the back thing up.
I don't
you
trust
you
it.
good.
Sports mode, I'm not
trust it.
believing it.
I don't
I'm
trust
not
it.
with it. Yeah, like so. Anime guy, he's got One Piece flags on the wall.
Yep.
Wrestling belts on the wall.
Yep.
I've never seen you wear a wrestling belt on your shoulder. I mean, other than on your shoulder.
Yeah, that's where it's gonna go for now. We gotta work. We gotta work on other things.
Got it.
We gotta work on some other things first.
Got it. Got it. You know, you got Gundam kits all over the place. You know what I mean? Like it's just. I think the other thing that tends to be true about us and the kind of folks that we are is we usually are also collectors. So who's a collector? Yeah. Yeah. What do you collect?
Zelda stuff.
Zelda stuff. What do you collect? Don't say K-pop albums. Don't say photo cards either. Okay, you're not into the photo cards.
But like, I mean, me and my dad, we collect like a lot of Marvel figurines. We have a lot of Funko Pops.
I dig it.
Okay.
Okay. And you collect with your father.
Yeah.
That's special.
Awesome.
Like when you said like your daughter drag me into stuff, there's some things he drag me into, there's some things I drag me into.
It's just that's how it is. Collectors. What else are we collecting? What do you collect?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. I noticed. I dig it. I appreciate that. Why Scooby-Doo? Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense.
Oh,
now.
yeah?
Yeah, right.
We all put it together.
Why Scooby-Doo?
So nobody ever dies. So like all my entertainment, everybody has to live.
Oh.
Okay.
You know,
I
and
need
it's
that.
very consistent. I actually do a Scooby-Doo meditation. Every episode's 22 minutes. There's a 3-minute break mark, dance break at the 8-minute mark.
100%.
And the
100%.
there's always just a guy in a mask.
Comfort food.
I love it.
It's comfortable for you. You know exactly what you're getting. Like no, not even trying to be funny. Like we talk about this. So we do a show called Spoiler Boys where we talk about like new shows and stuff like that. We're doing the Acolyte. And one of the things I complained about on the last episode was like how inconsistent streaming services are. Where like one episode's 34 minutes and another one's like 42 minutes and another one's, and I'm like, yo, I just miss being able to like know that I'm sitting down, I'm locked in for 22 and let's
Yes.
go. You know what I mean? Or I know that, you know what I mean? Like that feels good to me. Like, you know, television by appointment. I know what day of the week I'm finna sit down and watch it. I know how long it's gonna take me, and like not being able to kind of set a clock by that is a little off-putting. You know what I mean? And so I get that 100%, and I appreciate that. Now, while I do understand why you like the show so much and how that feels good, that doesn't tell me why you collect it.
So most of their memorabilia is actually plushy, so it's even more comfortable.
Got it. Got it.
I love it.
Okay. I like it. That's a great answer. And here's the truth. It wouldn't matter what your answer was. It's going to be a great answer. Because it's your collection. You know what I mean? And you know what makes you comfortable. Who else collects? Well, we know what you got.
Well, I have a,
But what else do you collect?
okay, so yes, I had a lot of Dr. Who stuff. But with the whole father-daughter thing, my dad was big in his sci-fi, and we loved Star Trek. So, and he passed in 2022. So, like,
Wow.
I inherited all his stuff. So I have to keep buying the stuff I know he would buy.
Yeah. And listen, that's very special. That's precious, as a matter of fact. That's
That's like me and my
because you
mom.
want to keep that. You want to keep that going, and I get that. It's almost like you're still doing that together.
Yeah.
Right. So
Same thing. Me and my mom, Star Trek. So we collect the Christmas ornaments. So every year, whichever ones come out, we're always getting those. Now I gotta figure out, now here's the other collector side. They're releasing one at San Diego Comic-Con, and it's exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, so I gotta find folks so we can get that one over from over there, but.
That's doable. You know what I mean? As a collector, I feel like I collect some of everything. For a long time I collected music, right? Collected CDs, collect just like games. Our video game collections, I mean, from Atari up, right? Just collectors. Like I just had to have my stuff, and eventually I got to a place where I was like, I gotta put all this on digital. I don't know what space. I got mad at, I can't keep all these DVDs where they are. I can't keep, like, you know what I mean? From toys to actual collectibles, and there's a difference.
Yes.
Posters. I worked in a movie theater for a long time. I have stuff I don't have no business having. I have giant, like the big giant ones that go on like the side of the wall, like just rolled up. I can't put them nowhere. They don't fit nowhere. Had to have it. Joys of the Jungle. I don't know why.
I was not expecting that.
I don't know why.
I get it.
But I got it. You know what I mean? And nobody else got it.
And listen, he was just there. He was like, "We about to throw this out." No, just stand it over here with me. I'll take it on.
If it's in the car, it's going with me. That's kind of how, that's kind of where I was. And again, it's another one of those. I think again, an important thing about nobody really being able to tell you how to live in your fandom, right? So again, if your whole house is Doctor Who, as a matter of fact, it's not. It's a TARDIS, because that's what she said.
Very true.
My house is a TARDIS. You know what I mean? My man said he Street Fighter purist. If you got Street Fighter all over the place, not a collector.
I'm more Smash Brothers than Street
Okay.
Fighter, Street Fighter.
See,
That's
because
what my thing is.
we would argue about that, because I'd be like, Smash Bros. Not a fighting game. And they'd be like, why are you saying that? And I'd be like, because it's not.
It's a platform fight.
Sure, there it is. All right, there we go. I'm like, that's a party game. What are you talking about? But I get it, right? For you, right, as a collector, what's the thing you're most proud of as a collector?
My anime collection.
The whole,
Yes, I have a
the physical collection or the digital
No,
collection?
my digital. I like you said, abandon the physical. We don't got space to put everything, so with digital, and I can rival Crunchyroll easily.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
It's not actually probably true. It's true.
Yeah.
You definitely
It's
can.
true.
I get it faster than I can watch it, so I just have a library of stuff.
You have a lot of Gundam, we talked about that, but you also have a lot of Power Ranger stuff. What's the thing that, like, if you had to give one up? That's not a fair question. I should leave that to you. Which one are you most proud of, though?
Probably my autographed Dragon Dagger that has Jason David Frank's signature on it. That's probably
It's pretty serious.
the one that like I buy duplicates of almost everything. So like there's a Dragon Dagger that got signed, there's a Dragon Dagger I have that I have fun with. Like I got two and listen, I got two power morphers. There's one that's in the box. I got a power morpher so I can bring it to places
Why
like
you making that
this.
face? And you didn't know that?
What's that like? You said want to have fun with what you doing with that dragon?
Only you.
It obviously wasn't me.
But outside like that Dragon Dagger, just because like the signature one, I think the coolest one that I have though is the Ultra Zord Funko Pop. Normally I don't buy the giant Funko Pops. I'll buy the normal size ones, but they released the Ultra Zord Funko Pop, and I was just like,
Gotta have it.
I gotta have it.
Gotta have it at the giant size.
Yep,
It was necessary.
necessary.
Okay. Will you ever sell any of it?
Probably not.
Times ain't getting that hard.
Probably not. I'll figure something out.
Happen. You'll make something else. My man said I would sell my body
will
before
do
I sell,
something else.
before I sell this Dragon Dagger. It's not happening.
I will turn and look at it and be like, nope.
But you better not. Kay, what do you collect?
I was just thinking about that if you asked me that question. I would probably have to say, right now, it'd be the super plastic art toys that I got. They're a little weird, but they actually just
We're here for weird.
yeah.
That's what we're here for.
They got this new one. It's like about 15 inches tall, It has like gold drip on it, like rainbow colors and stuff. But you
Yeah,
gotta
excited.
get-
You
no,
he's
brightness in
excited.
his eyes,
He's excited.
But I only want to spend. I spent 200. Me and Vicky went up just to go get the toys.
Just to get it.
Just go to
And
the
come
top
back.
to get the toys and come back.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sound like me getting cheesesteaks. It's a real
On the
thing.
whim.
Raise your hand if you cosplay.
Not consistent.
I want to.
Okay, but you do. You want to.
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
I can't find the outfit, and I don't know how to sew.
Okay, so we need to find a person
Yeah.
to help you get the outfit you want. What do you know? What you want to cosplay?
It's two things. One, a Daily agent off of Avatar,
Okay.
but I don't know how to skate. So the thing is, and otherwise,
Get
it's
some
like-
wheelies.
That'll be fun to watch.
It's these little Instagram thing I follow, and they always have these little people with hoods on. They have like little rabbit ears. They wear these big white gloves. They skate. They do everything, but it's like ski masks with like little animal heads on it, animal ears. But
Sounds
then
like
it's
a
like
game.
but it's cool.
Sounds like a game. But I believe it.
Yeah.
And so what's that? You can do that.
I tried. I literally tried before today to try to find something.
We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
My cosplayers. Yeah.
Excuse me, bro. With that sewing thing, I got you. I'll let you.
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? All right, my cosplayers. You cosplay.
So I cosplay
Make sure.
the Green Lantern universe a lot.
What is it?
The Green Lantern universe.
Okay.
Because they have lanterns in every color and they have a lantern in every sector.
That's
so
fair.
you can't tell me it's wrong because you ain't been in my sector yet. Closet cosplay, this is the correct one for my sector.
That's a defensive cosplay. I like it. I like that. I appreciate that. What else? Who else is cosplaying? You cosplay.
Yes.
What do you like to cosplay?
Okay, so Doctor Who,
Okay.
but I do a lot of princesses, a lot of villains, but like anime, because I am also a woman of size, I just can't buy stuff off the rack. So one,
Sure.
learn how to sew, but not like from scratch, modify. Two, a lot of cosplay, like I'll look
Yeah.
at clothes and be like, what character does this remind me of? What does it look like?
Yeah.
And then I can modify it to my body, and it's like, again, you can't tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Nope.
This is
Not
my
at all.
cosplay. But yeah, so like tomorrow I'll be a Starfleet officer. On Saturday I'll be a feminized fat gum from my hero.
I dig it.
Oh, okay.
I dig
I'm like,
it.
who can more fat people?
Fat girl,
I
my
dig
guy.
it. I love it. Okay, what else we got? You said you sold that? Partially.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig
We're
it.
going.
I mean, do you cosplay often? Like,
Okay.
how many of y'all regularly go to like conventions? Okay. Okay.
I go to conventions, I don't regularly cosplay.
Okay. That's fair. You're right. Well, because the follow-up question is, do any of y'all cosplay outside of conventions? Because that's becoming a thing more now. Outside of outside of conventions, people cosplaying outside of conventions. Other events, but like outside of conventions.
I went to the Janet Jackson concert last night in Brooklyn. Amazing. And there was at least like 50 people I saw on the floor in cosplay.
Dressed as who?
Random characters.
Just anything.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about?
I dig it.
Megan Thee Stallion's concert.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Well,
That's different.
Megan's
That's different.
joints,
cartoons, just like a lot of things going on. And Megan Thee Stallion has a lot of cosplayers at her concert.
of course, because
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
because she feels like one of us.
Yeah.
Because she is
She
one
is
of us,
one of us.
right?
100%, yeah.
And they feel safe
Yeah.
in that space. Okay, so is there anybody who doesn't cosplay but wants to, other than Kay? So you don't, but you want to.
Very strongly.
Why? What's keeping you? What's keeping you from doing it?
I mean, part of it is like money, and I'm still trying, like not just money though, because I know there are different ways, like going to thrift stores and like one, I'm like one of the other persons, like I'm trying to learn how to like sew and stuff like that. But the other stuff is just, I'm still figuring it out. So like, there's like aspects of it that I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I'm that person that like I hate jumping in and I don't know how deep the water is. So like,
That's fair.
I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm gonna say start small. Just pick something.
I've done
Pick an
lots of
aspect.
cosplays before.
Okay.
I got a pop upstairs in my room.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna do for this. So like, I started like little.
Yeah.
And the other thing I feel like is like also acceptance too. Like, I'm young. I still live with my parents. I'm like, I don't want to bring all this stuff. Like my parents be like, what is all this?
Yeah.
So starting small and then trying to put stuff together and be trying to ease my parents and like my friends and stuff. And it's like, this is the character that I really like. This is the outfit I put together today. Don't I look like her?
So it's not a matter of your parents necessarily accepting it. It's about you like bringing all that stuff in and being like, I got all this material that I gotta have, or is it?
I think it's a little both.
Little both.
Part of it is like it's a whole hobby that I want to get into it. If it's a whole hobby, then I gotta be like to other people, especially my parents, that it is part of my life where it's like this is something that I want to do. These are materials. Like it's gonna be a lot to do it. But the other part can be about like acceptance. It's like this is, this is not something you're necessarily used to.
Sure.
Yes, and I don't want to. Even though my dad is a nerd, like I'm a nerd on a level that I'm not sure he is. So
right, it's different.
Aspects of it that I'm like, I'm not sure. Can I bring this to them? Can I?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
There are absolutely levels to it. Again, there are people who, for us, we do conventions all year. We do like 2 or 3 conventions. It feels like every month.
Yeah.
We do conventions all year. We see it all. We're all over the place, right? And we see all kinds of levels of cosplay, right? Starter stuff. Like, what's my cosplay?
Andre 3000.
Andre 3000
Hey,
from the Hey Ya video. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the one. I haven't done it,
Oh.
but that's the one.
It's in progress.
People are like,
This weekend?
I doubt it.
Right. Yeah.
40 miles.
I doubt it. I'm always 40 miles. You know what I mean? It is I do think that is a step. Again, nobody can tell you how to live in your fandom. Cosplay for me is a step beyond, I think, where I want to be. You know what I mean? But I love that people love it enough, love anything enough to do that. To just take Halloween and be like, but today, all day, and an outfit change, and all weekend, and it's hot. Like, suffer for your art. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing that, like, as you walk around this weekend, soak it in, right? Like, just kind of really look at, I don't really look at cosplay from a standpoint of, like, the level of creativity necessarily, right? Like, how much they put into it, or how much money they must have spent, or whatever. I'm looking at it from, like, an aspect of, like, how much they love it. And for some people, it's like, I couldn't necessarily tell you that the person who spent $1,000 and 1,000 hours putting something together to come in here for like 2 hours to wear something loves it more than the person who was like, I gotta wear this so bad, I'm gonna find something in my closet today that's gonna make me look like, you know what I mean? That's gonna make me feel like what I wanna feel like. Like, you can't measure that, you know what I mean, in dollars. Yes?
This will be my second con cosplay.
Yeah?
I did my first cosplay, Gerard.
Okay.
For me sake, I did it at Norfolk, Outlet Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
I toyed with it. I wanted to for a decade. And the imperfect plan in action is better than the perfect plan in plan.
Yep.
As I got more into talking to cosplayers, one of the things I found is that there's an evolution to every cosplay they have. So their cosplay may not be exactly what they want it to be right now.
Right.
Right. And so that mindset, like, okay, it don't have to be perfect right now. Right. I'm test driving this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this done. Now I got a little bit more time to work on it. I went to a con. And so just that launch, but the difference between the last con and this con, this past like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I've been on it. I've been into it, right? And like, okay, I have cosplay, the character wears tights. Man, I'm not packing this thing no tights, right?
I feel you.
Right, and like, you know what, I'm gonna adapt, I'm gonna adjust that for me. This is gonna be some black jeans and a black shirt, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so now I'm gonna get there from my piece. It's not perfect, it's not the way I want it, but I'm gonna rock this right now.
Yeah.
2 months later, 3 months later, I've had a little bit more time to put in a little work on it. And so I say, beat in the pool, right? You don't, I understand it. I didn't want to jump until it was perfect.
Yeah.
But now that I've stuck my feet in and the baby step, it's been powerful for me getting me involved. I'm all at Hobby Lobbies and
That's real. Y'all show that's that growth. You know what I mean? Like that's. You just look. I don't necessarily believe that either. I mean, I think as long as you feel like you're emulating the character you want to emulate, then you're there.
That's what counts,
right? And again, look, I don't cosplay. I'm not a cosplay expert, right? So I can't tell you how to build it or where the best places to go for it are. But I've seen so much of it, and I respect all of it, right? And so, again, I think that's the same thing as in any matter of finding your comfortability, being who you are and enjoying what you do and being able to come out here and be seen, right? If there's anything I feel like is important for you to take away from a weekend like this weekend that you're on the cusp of, it's meeting new people, right? Finding people who love what you love or don't, right? But respect what you love, right? And being able to kind of bridge some of those gaps. Like you can make lifelong friends in a place like this where you know that there are people who are here for the same reasons you're here for, right? So I think that's super important. Finding a really good group of people that lift you. Make sense? Sandy.
Yeah.
If people were looking for us, where do they go?
Everywhere online. we pretty much like
all over snacks on IG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's cruise.
There you go. Yeah, you can catch us on, like you said, YouTube, IG, Facebook, TikTok. Like we go where the people are.
Yeah.
You know, so Discord, we like to hang out a lot and watch animes, watch wrestling together. You know?
Yeah.
So we're all over the place. So you can type in Loading Snacks and you'll find just like it says, Loading Snacks, and you'll find us all over the place.
We're very much about bridging the gaps.
Yeah.
Between people, between their fandoms, finding people. Follow us on YouTube. That's been a real big push for us recently. We do a live show every Tuesday. We love for people to jump in and kind of hang out in the chat. We love to kind of have some back and forth. We like to have really good discussions. They get heated
Very much so.
sometimes. That heat comes from a place of passion, right? We love what we do. But I want to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. So give yourselves a round of applause. Look, be careful about how you do it, but spend some money this weekend, right? Go down to the vendors' tables, find the cool stuff you really like, introduce yourself to the people who are there, make sure you take business cards, keep a collection of them, follow people, right? Like, let's really, really support all the people that are here, the creators, the cosplayers, even the people that are just hanging out, because again, the more we follow each other and support each other, the better off we all are. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right, y'all enjoyed this? It was good?
It was amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes? You got something? Okay. Thank y'all. I really do appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out with us. It's been awesome. Look, y'all got a big con over the next few days. Who finna stay up real late tonight?
You going to the party? Y'all gonna party?
I don't
We
know.
actually talked about it.
I don't know.
We gotta do.
I still gotta go to work in the morning.
So probably
You know
Thursday.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stand up. Yeah, go ahead.
y'all, thank y'all.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.